What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. We seriously need to talk about how Brittany Dejesus' sister Brittany dragged Javi last night, okay? So let me give you some background on why all of this is happening before we jump into the meat. On last season of Teen Mom 2, we watched as Javi was dating Brianna, wanted to propose to her within like 2 months or something like that, and then her mom shut that crap down. And then he went to Brianna and was like, are you kidding me? I'm telling you right here, right now, I've got another girl on call who will come to Dover if you don't do it. Come to Dover and live with me. And so it turned out that that girl was Lauren. So Lauren on television was broadcasted as being the backup to the backup. Javi was chasing Brianna. She was not having it, her family was not having it, and then he was hooking up with Kale in the background as well. And then there was also Lauren, the girl who would move to Dover in a heartbeat for Javi, and she ultimately did end up doing that, and then they very quickly got pregnant after that. And then their son Eli was born. They got engaged just over 2 months ago, or just about 2 months ago, and then it turns out, bada bing bada boom, the cheater who's been cheating for a long time happened to also cheat on Lauren as well. And so just over a week ago, the news broke that Javi allegedly cheated on Lauren in their own home after they threw a party. So the story goes that they threw a party at their home. Lauren got tired. She went upstairs to go to bed, and it happened to be a party with people from the gym that Javi owns. And one of the women and him wound up hooking up in the house, and Lauren caught them when she came downstairs. And you know, it was a crazy scene. Javi's sister Lydia was called to kind of diffuse the situation, but then Javi ultimately wound up calling the cops on his sister. And so now, 2 days ago, Javi took to Instagram to release an open letter apology to Lauren about the whole entire thing that reads, and I quote, Lauren, I'm sorry for my mistakes. I'm sorry I broke your heart. I'm sorry I disrespected you. I'm sorry I took you for granted. I could say sorry for a million other things, but I'm sorry will never be enough. I hurt the one person that I love the most. I will do everything in my power to become a better man, and hopefully one day you can forgive me. I'll do anything to have you home. To my boys, my big dog, and my handsome man, I failed you as a father and failed at my attempt to show you both what it is to be a man. I promise you both my actions will not reflect on how you will treat women, let alone the one you love. I vow from this day forward, I will be the example. I will no longer let any of my loved ones down. I know when you both are older, I will be able to tell my story and say, look at me now. So of course, a lot of people who read this open letter were not, you know, very pleased with Javi for making it so public and further embarrassing Lauren, because up until that point, it was just a rumor that he had cheated, right? Like, it could have been any old fight, but he basically confirmed what exactly happened there and wound up only further embarrassing her. I personally am kind of over public figures using the Notes app to apologize for their indiscretions. I feel like, listen, this is a relationship between two people. It's not a relationship between the world. We don't need to literally be let in on it. We prefer to like creep around for the info. And then I felt like the second half of the letter was just very like, I don't know what the word is, like, it felt like it was posturing a lot, because his kids are not on Instagram, right? And by the time Lincoln even gets to be of Instagram age, Instagram probably won't even be a thing. So it was very relevant from the very beginning. And I felt like, you know, pulling the kids into it seemed a little bit manipulative of him. It just really did not need to be said. He should have just focused solely on Lauren. And I feel like he could have said a lot more about Lauren as well and what she deserved, rather than all of these I statements. But I digress. Anyway, we're not the only ones who were really feeling his apology. It turned out that his ex-girlfriend, ex-attempted fiance Brianna, her sister Brittany Dejesus was not feeling it either. She and her bonnet took to Twitter to rake Javi over the coals for making his indiscretion so public. She said, and I quote, I think I'm saying this because my ass is bored at home with my bonnet on and I ain't got SHIT better to do at the moment. But like, why is this crap always public? Do people not believe in having certain things about their lives private? Just because we're all on TV for a second doesn't mean the world gotta know everything. But what do I know? I'm just a ratchet who lives in a cardboard box with their mama and lives off MTV checks. eye roll emoji. Like I said earlier, I 100% agree with Brittany. I think that people need to exercise a lot more, discretion with what they share with the public, because all of this stuff is forever. Anyway, let's kind of get into the whole Lauren situation, you guys. Do you think that Lauren will ultimately end up leaving Javi? I personally see her going the Brittany Cartwright approach of, ultimately just getting back together and, trying to move forward. I say that for two reasons. First of all, Lauren very quickly got into selling, pyramid scams to her audience that she got from dating Javi. So I think that, that is a new standard of living that she's accustomed to, that she does not want to get rid of quite yet. She already was very happy being like his third pick, and so publicly, as well, knowing his history of jumping around like this. And lastly, they have a very young son together. Their son is only 9 months old, which makes what Javi did so much worse. I can't imagine like giving birth to a child and being cheated on almost immediately thereafter. Like that is like the lowest of the low that he could have done, and it's just so unfortunate. I'm sure she's already, still dealing with all the postpartum issues that come with, your body changing so much through pregnancy and delivery, and this just, probably exacerbated everything. And on top of that, Lauren, like Javi said, left her life in her own state to come live in Delaware with him and his kids and his family and make themselves into a blended family. So it's just shocking that he would have done that to someone who does not really have the familial support that you would need to get through something like this. And in keeping with that, like because they have their child in Delaware, it would be a hell of an uphill battle for Lauren to be able to move her child out of state so that she could be back with her family and friends who can support her through this time. I think that all of those things kind of factored in together make me more inclined to believe that she will get back to Javi, but I don't know that that means that they will ultimately end up getting married. I think that they will stall the wedding for quite a while, and it might not eventually happen. They might split when Eli is like 2-3 years old instead. Like I think they'll give it another shot, but I don't think it'll ultimately work because this seems to be like a pattern for Javi, in terms of jumping in and out of relationships so quickly, losing interest, and now it seems like cheating is a part of the mix. I know Kale had accused him of cheating as well, and I think he admitted it on a marriage boot camp. So, it just is what it is at this point. All we can do is hope for Lauren to get through this in a way that is most healthy for her, whether or not it is staying with Javi. No judgment from me there, because it's a really difficult decision when you have a child that freaking young, but anyway, you guys, what do you think? Will she stay? Will she go? Do you agree with Brittany about Javi's public apology? Let me know everything you think in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.